everyone, and welcome to my little craft corner. I am Tabby, and I have to say, spring has finally arrived, at least in Germany. And I thought it might be the perfect time to show you my journal that is called Daisy, cause what fits better for spring than daisies and flowers in general? So let me quickly show you how the journal looks from the outside. I did it so it is starting at the beginning. This is made from a fabric that I covered on some scrapbooking paper, and I decorated it with these metal book corners, a beautiful bow that I also created from a piece of fabric. Oops. And I stenciled it is upside down again. Also happened in the German video, of course. I just stamped on here and stenciled on here just to decorate the fabric a little bit. And on the back I left it more plain. On the front I decorated the journal with a journal topper. And this topper I created from a book page, a little bit of a torn book page, and I distressed it with some oxides and ink. On top I glued down a fabric that has a kind of a beautiful structure, almost a little bit like honeycombs. And this frame I created from a die cut, also altered it with some distress oxides. Underneath I put some cheesecloth, also distressed them with some oxide sprays. And in here I have some acetate that creates this beautiful window. And it is basically from these packagings. I just want to show it a little bit closer so you don't have the glare from this acetate, so you can see the picture a little bit better. And then I just took some flowers to decorate the edges over here a little bit, and I thought some cute little butterflies would fit really well also. So let's see what we have inside. At the inside I decorated it with some book pages that so they were already yellowed a little bit, but I just took a little bit of ink and distressed it even more. And this is a kind of a flip out pocket that I created from a book page. And here we have a journal card, also altered with some distress ink or stain or oxide, and a tag that I just covered with a piece of coffee dyed paper. And on the top I decorated it with some fabric scraps. A cute little butterfly. Yeah, and this is the kit that basically gave this journal the name, because that was called Daisy. And so I called this kit Daisy too. And this one is also a digital kit by Ink and Page Journals, and I will link it down in the description box as I always do. And in that case I just printed the kit single-sided and afterwards glued a lot of different scraps on the back, and that gives first a little bit of stability, so you have way more sturdier pages, but it also gives you some kind of variety in your journals. Yeah, and I just like the way how it looks. And over here we have a tuck spot and a pocket, and also a smaller top tuck spot over here. And I created it from a book page. Oh, I think I only showed you this one, but we have another pocket over here. So we have two pockets in here, and this tuck spot and this tuck spot. So a lot of space for all your ephemera and things you want to include into this journal. Yeah, as I said, I created it from a book page and then just glued a few things from this digital kit on to decorate it. Here we have an Edith Holden book page, some kind of silk paper, a beautiful delicate lace, and again, part of the kit. I tried to do it a little bit grungy with all the messy stitching and some distress inks. And here we have a multi-pocket from a book page and a cute little journal card and tag. And this is more narrow, but you still have 4 pockets. I don't know why. Oh yeah, it just got stuck in here. I don't know why. But yeah, you have 4 pockets, so a lot of space to get all your things you want to store in this journal in here. And I took again book pages, as I said, and then just took a piece of paper from this kit, cut it apart, and then glued it on here, so you will still have the picture but just separated on the pieces of the pocket. Yeah, this tag I bagged a little bit and distressed it, did some decoration, and used a tiny little piece of fabric or lace, I think, to decorate. And this journal card is blank on the back, but of course can be distressed anyways. Here we have some torn packaging paper, one of my acrylic dyed pages where I just take some really thinned down solutions with acrylic paint, coffee, and mostly water. Some kind of doily. Yeah, I really love these digitals. It's so vibrant and colorful, and typically not my cup of tea that I work a lot with it. So, but in this case, I really like that. And here we have again these pieces on the back, or collage page on the back, and of course you can write on it. So I also wanted to create a lot of writing space with it. And here we have a journal card that I backed with some packaging paper, because mostly I don't like these blank white spaces. And a tuck spot. I think I created it from a book page and then covered it completely with this piece of the digital kit. A little bit of lace. And over here I wanted to create a really grungy, super distressed journal card. And I used distressed oxides for it. And as you can see, different colors. And I ripped the edges and tore the edges, so that I get this super distressed look. And even on the back I distressed it a lot. And over here we have a pocket from a book page, and it is basically an over the page pocket element where you have two pockets. Oops, go in there. Two pockets here and two pockets on this side. And in here we have a small tag, just decorated with some woolly. And these are some of my envelopes that I create from scraps. They are not functional, so the flap is glued down, so they're just for decoration, and of course you can use them on the pages just as a decoration element. Sometimes I use them, for example, like tuck spots, because they are really sturdy. But for now I just tucked them in here, and the person who will get this beautiful daisy can decide what to do with it. And yeah, this was a book page that I also dyed with some acrylic paint, but I didn't dip it in the solution completely, but I think I got over it with a pencil on one side, and on the other side you got this beautiful effect on the edges. I like that a lot. Over here we have an envelope decorated with a cluster of a die cut, little butterfly and some cheesecloth. And then you have a little flip element. And I closed this envelope with some Velcro dots, because I put a lot of scraps and pieces, some charms, woolies and whatnot in here. Also a small book page for the person who will get this journal. This person would have just a starting point to decorate this journal. And yeah, that's a good starting point if you don't know how to start to create in a journal you got. And of course you can also use it in another journal or just create a completely different project from it. It is just an idea. But that's why I put this Velcro dots on here, because it is a little bit full and a little bit bumpy, and that way I can close the flap of the envelope properly. And just fold it over this page so the envelope wouldn't stick out and sit here pretty well. Yeah, and here we have kind of a lace or trim. Here I created a small belly band for a really small journal card. And here we have a little bit of a taller journal card. Backed it, of course, and have a taller belly band. So it is kind of an over the page belly band, but it was just too wide for one of my pages to fit completely, and I also didn't want to take it vertically. So yeah, that's why I came up with this idea. Over here we have another Edith Holden page. And this is also from a scientific book of plants. And back in the days, they had all of these beautiful illustrations of plants. I really like that. And I just decorated a little bit on the top. And over here we have again a pocket from a book page, a little bit of a library pocket style. And we have a pocket over here. And I glued it only on these three edges, so we also have a top loading pocket over here. And here we have a tag and a journal card, both covered on the back. And here we have I added a little bit of a fabric scrap with and just decorated or distressed it with some oxides. Here we have a beautiful piece of lace that I really love, and I thought it would fit so well in this journal. But of course I hoarded it for a while before I used it, but now it is gone. This is an envelope that I created by myself. And here we reach the middle of the signature. Sorry, I was a little bit off, I think. Most of the time I just take the, in my opinion, most beautiful pages and put them in the middle like a centerpiece. And I just love this this image a lot. It's just beautiful. Yeah, here we have again a lot of writing space. The other side of this self-made envelope, and a little bit of a journaling card inside here. It is it is not so easy to get it in and out here. If that might bother you, first I want to have it straight. If that is something that bothers you, just cut off a sliver over here, and then you can open it like that. Of course, you can order this journal in my Etsy shop. I have listed it there, and I will link it down in the description box. So if you're interested, just click on the link and follow it to my Etsy shop. Here we have a pocket that I also created from a masterboard, and I think I created that masterboard on an envelope. And over here we have a tag that you can open, and first of all have a lot of writing space over here, but also a tuck spot. I really like that idea, but I think I have only created it once. I have to redo that because I really like it. Some coffee date pages, a smaller tag that I just put here as a little dangle with these pins, and an old book page with a cluster. Again, this beautiful lace. And here I just created a small little notepad or pad from different papers, like wallpapers or some things from the kids with the music sheet pages and whatnot. And you can have it like this and, for example, create on it, stamp on it, glue things on it, write on it, whatever you like to do. Or you can just take it apart. That's why I just attach it with bread, so you can take it off easily and use it throughout this journal. And this is just a leftover from a packaging that I put at the bottom, and just distressed it with some oxides and put a little bit of a cluster on it. And then I just take it as an over the page element. Over here I used some ink, some oxides, and stamped a little bit on it. And sometimes I use these smaller journal cards as some kind of a decoration. Here you have a little bit of a writing spot. And I really like this picture of this beautiful old sewing machine. Again, a little flip out. And I created this flip out, I think, out of an accident, because this page fits in here, but then I put this cluster on it. Yeah, and that sticks out a little bit, but yeah, unfortunately I didn't see that when I created it. Yeah, and so I just folded it in and problem solved. Two smaller journaling cards, a belly band, and here you can see this effect even better when I dyed this book page. On the other side you have this beautiful effect on the edges. Here we have a paper bag where you can store a lot of things in, whatever you like to do. And I just decorated it with a piece of paper from this digital kit, and underneath you have a lot of writing space. And here we have a little bit of lace. Again, one of these book page tuck spots that are completely decorated with parts of the digital kit. Another tag from the kit, backed with some coffee dyed paper, and decorated on the top with some fabric. And since this is a beautiful, like, romantic and a little bit cutesy kit, I also wanted to do it, as you may have noticed throughout this, a little bit grungy and distressed. So I love to just put a little bit of ink on this fabric and just change this digital kit from completely cutesy to a little bit more grungy. Here we have a like double tuck spot. This is the first one, and this is the second one. And again, on both sides, a lot of space for writing or being creative. Those pages I love the most for the sound and the different texture and feel they create in the journal. And yeah, this is a really delicate and beautiful lace. Over here I created a double pocket with a tag and a journaling card. And for this tag I used a stencil and not a stencil, a stamp, and this cute little owl. And I just decorated it with some woolly at the top. And sometimes I take these woolies a little bit apart. I will come a little bit closer. So these are the single strings the woolly is made of, and I just take them apart and fray them basically, because it gives a little bit more like a delicate but also grungy look, especially on top of tags or things like that. And now we, in the picture, now we arrived at the end of this journal called Daisy. And I hope you enjoyed this flip through and you like what I created with Daisy. And if so, of course, I would be happy if you would leave me a like or just a comment to give me some inspiration or ideas, or that I just get to know you a little bit more, cause most of the time I don't know who is subscribing to my channel. What is of course also an option. If you want to stay here a little bit longer and see more of these flip throughs, or how I create journals, or how I create some decorative pieces and ephemera, just stay for a while, and I hope to see you soon. And until then, I wish you a crafty day. Bye!